my beautiful viewers, welcome back to Huel's Kitchen. I'm your host Nisha. Today we'll be making Christmas cake, black fruit cake that is. But before we move on, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell and select all so you can be notified whenever we post new videos. So before I get my butter and my sugar combined, I'm just going to show you the ingredients that I have here that I'll be using in our fruit cake. So over here we have a cup of butter, 2 cups of brown sugar, we have 4 eggs, we have our vanilla or almond flavored vanilla, we have flour or panko, 1/4 cup, or nutmeg, which is only 2 tablespoons, our browning, which is also going to give it the color along with the brown sugar, our baking powder. We have here a bottle of Guinness extra stout that we're going to be using. And for our fruits, these are what we put on it. We went ahead and soaked our fruits a couple of days ago because we wanted to get that, you know, the alcohol to seep in there. But because we're going to make more cake, we use the whole bottle on our fruits of red wine. And here is the Jamaican white rum. We were lucky enough to find it over here where we're at. So this is what we use to soak our fruits with. So now we're going to get into combining our sugar and flour. Remember, it's only a cup of butter. After I put my 1/2 cup of room temperature butter in our bowl, I'm just gonna add my sugar to it. Remember, it's 2 cups of sugar. I'm just gonna get that in there. Should I take this out? It's just, there we go. So the level that I'm gonna have it on is between 6 and 8. But I'm just going to start off at 6 and then I'm going to work my way down to 8. So here we go. This is what our butter and sugar looks like. Just remember, you want to beat it until the sugar is melted and the butter and sugar is like all fluffy just from the mix. There's no time limit to it. Just remember that you got to take your time and make sure that it comes out fluffy. It'll take a while, so just be patient. If you don't have, I know you guys know that there's 2 different type of cake mixer. If you don't have this one and you have the other one, the little one that you hold, and you know, by the time you're done using that one, you're gonna have some muscles, so just be patient with it. You use what you have. As long as it comes out good, be proud of what you did. So the next thing I did was I went ahead and, you know, cracked my eggs and put them in separate bowls. Why? Is because I don't want any eggshells to be in the egg, in the batter whenever I start, you know, adding to it. So this is one thing that you can do. Just separate your eggs ahead of time before. So next I'm just going to add my eggs and let's just whisk everything together. And then we're just gonna close it and then we're gonna mix it, make sure it mixed up good, and then we're just gonna keep on doing the same thing for the rest of the eggs. So we're gonna close this down. Okay, so now we're gonna add our vanilla. First is just the plain vanilla, and then I'm gonna add the almond. So I'm just adding 1 teaspoon of this one first, and then 1 teaspoon of the almond flavored, and then I'm just gonna close it back down, mix it up. So it should be smelling good. Here we have our 2 cups of flour. So what I'd like to do is just put it in our sift. Because, you know, sometimes when you have flour, there's lumps of flour in there. So all I'm gonna do is just shake it so it comes out fine. And then after that, I'm gonna add my nutmeg and my panko to it. This was a good one. There's no lump in there. All right, so now that I'm done with that, I'm just going to add my nutmeg and my panko, and then I'm just gonna take my whisk and mix everything up.
So for all the viewers that have no clue what panko is, otherwise known as
breadcrumbs. You could either buy the breadcrumbs from the store, or you can just buy a pack of white bread and toast it, grate it, and you have your own breadcrumbs. So I'm just gonna take my whisk and whisk everything up. Here we go. So even though I whisked, I sift my flour and add the breadcrumb to it, it still got rid of, you know, break down whatever little roll of flour was in there. But with the breadcrumb in there, you don't have to worry about anything, because you know you already have the flour fine, so you should be good. I think this is good. Now what we're gonna do is just add this to our butter, egg, sugar, and vanilla mix. After I mixed up everything else, I'm just gonna add in my 3 teaspoons of baking powder, and then just give it a quick mix up again, so that way everything is combined. There we go, 3 tablespoons. Just gonna whisk this real quick. Guys, I wish you could smell it. It smells so good. It's like Christmas up in here. Just to give you guys a little peek at what the mixture looks like, I just wanted to show you what it looks like before we add the flour in, but I'm gonna fold it manually, and then after that I'm just gonna put my bowl back to the machine and let the machine do the rest of the work. So here we go. Here we go. I'm just gonna pour it little bit by little bit and fold it in there. And then just add some more. Set this down for a bit. It smells so good. So I add all the rest of the flour in, and I'm just gonna get around the edges, make sure I catch everything, stir it good, and then we're gonna just let the machine do the rest of the work like I said earlier. Now after I've done folding in the flour mix to the butter and eggs, I'm just gonna let the machine do the rest, but I'm gonna put it on 6. So the 2 things that I'm gonna add now to my cake mix is 1 tablespoon of browning and a bottle of stout. So here we go. Just gonna measure this first before I pour it in there. Just remember, the browning is what gives it that, that actually makes it called black cake. So just gonna get out everything. I just drop some on the counter there. And then I'm gonna add my stout to it, and then I'm just gonna mix everything up. I'm just gonna stop there and then do the mixture. And if I need more, I'm just gonna add the rest to it, and you know. So here I have a cup and a half of fruits. So I decided to blend my fruits because I don't really like to find chunks of fruits in my cake. Plus it makes your cake smoother, but it's up to you if you want to leave your fruits whole. So what we have here is prunes, dates, raisins, and cherries. So now I'm just going to go and add it to my batter. Just a reminder, I blended, I had it soaked in red wine and rum, and it's the same rum that it was soaked in, I blend it with, just so you know. I'm just gonna add our blended fruits to the mixture. I had my husband tried it, and he was like, just by eating that, you know, he's gonna get high. So, can you imagine this in the cake? Why? You gonna be walking around here high, eating a slice of cake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get them drunk. So there you have it. I'm just gonna blend up everything together now. Let me use my finger and wipe these off because every little bit counts. It smells good though. I'm not gonna lie. Fun fact, you could always take your eggshell, wash it out, and then just take a little bit of the cake batter. You put it in the eggshell, and then you have your stove on low, and you put the eggshell on top of the heat, and just watch it rise. And if it's suitable enough for you, then it's good. But just remember that black cake doesn't rise as much as white cake. Just keep that in mind. So I'm just gonna put this on the stove. So here we have our eggshell on the stove. If you want it to kind of like speed up the process, you can always have it on high. But if you want it to take its time and have the cake butter to rise, you can always leave it on low and just watch it do its thing. So our little mini version of our cake, yeah, it actually rise. So we can go ahead and put the bigger batch in our cake pan and put it in the oven. What I'm gonna do is take a piece of stick butter, and I'm going to grease or baking pan or cake pan, I should say. Really good. So the reason why you're doing this, or why you want to do this, is to avoid the cake from sticking. So just keep that in mind. You're also gonna add a little bit of flour, so that way whenever the cake's done baking, it releases really easily from the pan. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of flour to my baking pan. Remember, you're adding the flour so it doesn't stick, the cake doesn't stick. So I'm just gonna use my hand and hit the baking pan against it, and then that way the flour just moves around and they're coating everything well where the butter is at. I was gonna say, there's not an amount, like there's no measurement to how much butter you want to put. Just, you know, you're putting butter to coat the pan, so just keep that in mind. You're just coating the pan, you're not gonna fry anything, so just be careful of how much butter you add to it. So this should be good. I'm just gonna take out these flour, whatever, like if there's too much in one corner, just try and get them out of there. And you know, just take this out and we should move on to the next step. Now I'm just gonna add my cake mix to the pan. So one thing I love about Christmas, I think from when I was like a kid, whenever my mom making cake, my siblings and I, we used to always like fight for the spoon or the bowl, like which one of us is gonna get this, or you know, I used to always hang around her and be like, can I get the spoon or can I get the bowl? It used to be like the best part of Christmas because you get to taste the cake even before it actually baked, but it was fun. I know you heard the beep in the background, so I just went ahead and put my stove to warm up, so by the time I'm ready to put this in, it should be ready to go, ready to bake. So I didn't add all of my cake mix to my baking pan. Why? Because I don't want it to overflow whenever the cakes start rising, which is why I stopped putting more cake mix in there. I'm just gonna add the rest into a smaller pan. But this is what we have. We have a 13 by 9 inches pan with our first set of black fruit cakes. I'm just gonna put this in the oven, bake it for about an hour and a half until it's done complete. But my stove is at 350 degrees. So remember, 350 for an hour and a half. Let's get to it.
Hello viewers, welcome back to Hugh's Kitchen. Here is our lovely fruit cake. See how dark and lovely it is? Let's dig in and take a bite. Wow, it is very nice, you know. Soft and nice, you know. It's not crunchy. Wow. Trust me. Only if you could taste this. If you want to see more epic videos like this, like, share, comment, most importantly, subscribe. Because we putting out awesome content, you know guys, talk the truth. Yeah man, our videos high quality. So just don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace.